Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Brothers Grimm in Selden, New York, where I will be fighting a 125-point kill team mission between my Genestealer Cult and Ben's Adeptus Mechanicus. So the story that we've got going on here is that a Forge World found itself underneath, or fighting back against an uprising that had occurred on this Forge World. And suddenly the forces of the four-armed emperor were rising up against them, flooding through the streets, and the manufactoriums tearing apart all of the imperial structure, the power structure here on the planet. And of course, the Adeptus Mechanicus had to fight back against it. They had realized that this one sector here was actually supremely important in keeping one of their manufactoriums operating. It knew that it had to be cleansed, and at the same time, the cult realized that if they had taken it down, it would put a major hamper in their ability to fight back and would enhance their ability to prepare this planet for the arrival of the gods from the void. So that is what we are. That's the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing the Objective Ultima mission from the Kill Team Elites mission book. Essentially what you have is you have 5 objectives, one in the middle, and then 4 others equally spaced towards the corners over here. At the end of each battle round, if you control the center primary objective and at least one secondary objective, you score a point for every secondary objective that you control. So if I control the middle one, and I control, say, 2 secondary objectives, I would score 2 points at the end of the game, at the end of that battle round. If we are contesting the middle there, nobody scores anything. If I control all 4 secondary and not the primary, I score 0 points. If I control the center and none of the secondaries, I score 0 points. So that's how it is. You have to try to. It's going to be a big old mash in the middle here, us fighting each other for supremacy in the center, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of trying to hold on to the outer ones, trying to get those secondary objectives. So that is going to be the story. That is going to be the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, my kill team will consist of, from left to right, we have my leader, who is a neophyte leader. We have my zealot specialist, who is an acolyte fighter with demo charges. We have another acolyte fighter with a heavy rock saw. He will be my combat specialist. And we have my scout specialist, who is a neophyte gunner with a flamer. We then have 3 aberrants with power picks. We have an acolyte leader. We have another acolyte. And then we have another neophyte gunner with a grenade launcher and 2 regular neophytes. And for the Adeptus Mechanicus, his kill team will consist of, from left to right over here, his leader, who is an infiltrator princeps with a flechette blaster and taser goad. We then have his comm specialist, who is his Skitarri Ranger Alpha with a phosphor blast pistol and taser goad. We then have his sniper specialist, who is a Skitarri Ranger Gunner with a Transuranic Arquebus, and we have his Zealot Specialist, who is a Fulgurite Electro Priest. We then have 3 Skitarri we have 1 Skitarri Infiltrator with a Flechette Blaster and Taser Goad right over here, and then we have 3 Skitarri Rangers and 3 Skitarri Vanguard. All right, so those are the 2 kill teams going over deployment over here. I've got one of my regular neophytes on the side here, my zealot specialist up front, my acolyte leader along with an aberrant, and my other acolyte over here. I've got my leader heroically defending the back edge in case anybody happened to come up this way. You know, he's got this place really secure back over here, no worries. I've got my scout specialist up on top here. I've got my combat specialist along with the 2 other aberrants, my regular neophyte there, and my neophyte gunner with the grenade launcher back over here. Going over deployment now for the Adeptus Mechanicus. He's got his combat specialist priest up over here. Or no, zealot specialist priest, right? Zealot specialist priest up over here. We've got these are the 3 rangers, or...
2 rangers.
Oh, we got 2 rangers and a vanguard over here. We've got his leader princeps over here. We've got another ranger vanguard, then 2 vanguard. 2 vanguard. At least someone knows. 2 Vanguard and a Ranger over here. That's all that's left. It's got to be a Ranger over there. He's got his Sniper Specialist in the back here along with his Comm Specialist, and then he's got his Dude Bro with the Skitarri Infiltrator right over here. So he is going to be using Forge World Lucius, which ignores AP -1. I'm going to be using the Pauper Prince's Cult, essentially allowing me to reroll hits in any phase that in the fight phase when I was charged, or heroically intervened. But we're not using commanders, so nobody's heroically intervening today. So that is going to be the deployment. We will now roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 1 here. I rolled a 7. My opponent rolled a 5, so it will be Genestealer Cult, turn 1. Just want to go over and show my Cult ambush moves. These guys all didn't succeed, but these guys all did. So these guys moved up over here, and these guys moved out over here. So we'll see how that all plays out. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. This guy moved over here so he can hold on to the objective. My leader just stood still. My grenade launcher guy readied himself since he moved in the Cult ambush phase. This guy jumped up over around here to help him hold that objective. These guys all moved up into the building over here, including my scout, getting some line of sight on these guys up here. He moved up over to here, and now we're going to have some charges. So the first one we're going to have is my Aberrant over here. He's going to charge into his Electro Priest. I need a 10-inch charge, but he has no line of sight for that for any Overwatch over there. I also don't even think he has any shooting, right? No shooting anyway, so it wouldn't have made a difference. So he needs a 10-inch charge. Nope, not going to make it. So I'm just going to move him to there. I think that should be good. And then we're going to have the front guy up here. He's got a 9-inch charge into his infiltrator over here. So he's got his Overwatch looking for 6s, getting 1-6. Strength 3, so looking for a 5 to wound. No wound there. So he needs a 9-inch charge to get in over here. Oh, and he's in with the double fill faces. And then this guy over here needs an 11-inch charge to get into his infiltrate over there. Oh, I wish I had switched those. Oh man, pretty good. I'll still take that. You know what? I'm gonna spend a CP to re-roll that, just because I think, because if he makes it, that is gonna be super amazing. No, he does the opposite. Okay, fine. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 1. These guys all moved out over this way. His sniper readied himself. This guy, his comm specialist, moved up a bit over here. This guy, these two guys moved up over this way, and he moved back over this way to jump on that objective over there. So that is the movement, except for a couple charges that we're going to have. So the first one is going to be his Electro Priest, charging into my Dubro over here. So he needs a 7-inch charge to get in. Not going to make it on a 3. Do you want to reroll? Going to spend a CP to reroll that one. Here we go. Looking for a 7. Getting it with the 7. And now his leader is going to charge into my Aberrant over here. Oh, he's in with that 8. All right, starting off the shooting phase now. We're going to start with my ready guy over here with the grenade launcher. He's going to fire into his sniper over here. So he's more than half range, and he is obscured over there. So I'm looking for a 6 to hit. Show me that fill first. No, so close. All right, so now his sniper is going to shoot into my scout over here with the flamer. So he is going to have 1 shot, hitting on a 4 because he's obscured. That is a hit. Strength 7. So wounding on a 2. That is going to be a wound. AP -2. So looking for a nothing, because that goes right through because he's got 5 up armor save.
D3 damage.
D3 damage. So that's going to be 1 damage. That's going to take him down. So injury roll here. 1 is going to be a flesh wound. All right, my opponent's actually going to send his other CP to re-roll that one because he doesn't like him. And then to a 5, he's out. All right, so now my Acolyte leader is going to fire into his Dubro in the front over here. He's within 6 inches, so he's within half range. And he is going to, but he is obscured, so he's going to be hitting on a 5. Nope, no hit. And now the Front Ranger here is going to fire into my Aberrant.
3s rerolling
3s, rerolling 1s.
No need.
No need there. Those are all hits.
And
These are
strength 3.
Strength 3, so looking for 5 to wound.
6s are 2 damage.
6s are 2 damage. No, nothing. And now my Acolyte here is going to fire into this front guy again, looking for a 5 to hit. Nope, no hit. The other Vanguard here is going to fire into him as well. That's going to be 3 hits, 5 to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. That one's going to be 2 damage if it goes through. What's the AP?
Nothing.
No AP. So we're gonna go with the 6 first. So that's for 2 damage. Looking for a 5-up armor save. He's good. Woo! And then the 5 in the other one into him there. Oh, is another save with a full face. I'll take that. And now a dude bro who moved over here is going to fire into him. He's within 12 inches, so he's going to have 2 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 5s because he's obscured. All right, so now his comm specialist is going to fire his pistol into my dude bro over here. So this is going to be 1 shot. He's obscured there, so that's not going to be hit on 2. All right, so now his dude bro here is going to fire into my acolyte over this way, over there. So he's within half range there. So he's going to have 2 shots hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of mechanicals, right? Was that what it was? Yeah. No hits. All right, so into the fight phase, my aberrant here is going to attack these 2 guys. So he's going to put 1 attack into each of them because he charged here. He's going to have initiative. So he's going to put 1 attack into each of them. So we'll do the 1 into this guy over here. This is going to be hitting on a 3. Nope, I'm going to spend my other CP to reroll that. Into a 3. That's going to be, what's his toughness? 3, so looking for a 3 to wound. That's a wound. AP minus 2. 1 second. All right, so it's AP minus 2, so he's got a 4-up armor save, so it becomes a 6-up. Oh, and he makes it. And then he's going to have his attack into the leader over here. Not going to make it on a 1. All right, so we forgot that he has a rule where when he finishes an attack, finishes a charge within an inch of an enemy model on a 6-up, right? On a 6-up, it does a mortal wound. Oh, mortal wound on my dude, bro. He's down to 1 wound already. And then he's got 3 attacks because of being a zealot. That is going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 5. So looking for 3s to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds. AP minus 2 is going to go straight through. So what's the damage on those?
D3 each.
D3 each. So the first one would be 2, which would become 1, and then 3 becomes 2. So that's going to be enough to take me down to 0. So let's roll the 2 dice for the injury roll there.
Together, okay?
What's that? Yeah, we'll do. That's fine. That worked out the way. That's fine. Oh, he is way out. Woohoo! And now his leader's going to attack into my aberrant over here.
3 attacks.
So he's got 3 attacks on 3s. There's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 6. So looking for 3s to wound. It's going to be 2 wounds. AP, no AP, so 2 5-up saves. Making neither of those. So the first is D3 damage.
No, just 1 damage.
1 damage each. So that's going to go. That's going to be enough to take him down to 0. So 1 injury roll. 2, he takes a flesh wound. And now his dude bro over here is going to attack back. Is going to attack into him.
2 attacks.
2 attacks hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on 3 as well. No wound. All right, so that's the end of the turn 1 here. I do have 1 nerve test to take over here. He is going to be taking it. He's minus 1 because of the infiltrators there. So his leadership is effectively a 6 now. There are 2 guys out of action. So 2 plus 2 is 4. He is good to go. So that is going to be the end of turn 1 here. At the end of turn 1, I do control the center objective, and I control 2 secondary objectives. So I score 2 points for that, which is pretty good. So we will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 2. I roll the double fill faces. Pretty good. Can you do it? No, you cannot. So that will be Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. All right, so starting off the movement phase here, he is going to charge into all 3 of these guys. So we've got Overwatch coming in here from these guys, from these 2 guys. So what is it? We have to do it separately because you can take injury rolls for both of them, just in case. So we'll start with the first guy over here, hitting on 6s, getting 1 hit there. Strength 3, so 5 to wound. No wound there. And then this guy over here is going to do the same thing. Getting 2 hits, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP nothing, so 5-up save. No, that's going to go through, so he's going to take 1 damage there. Now he is going to charge into all 3 of these guys over here. And with 5 inches, he'll make it. All right, so now my acolyte here is going to charge into the front guy here, and then this guy over here. So his Overwatch. No hits there. So his charge distance. Whoop. 2 inches will not get him in. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. 3 inches will just get him into the front guy. And then my acolyte leader here is going to charge into him. He could. You can see him just around the corner there. So Overwatch. No hits there. 4 inches will not get him in. And then my combat specialist is going to charge into both these guys as well. 5 inches will not get him in.
He is a zealot.
And then this guy moved back over here. This guy and these guys all readied themselves. And that's going to be it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. All right, so movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus. These guys moved around over here onto the objective. His sniper readied himself. This guy over here readied himself. And now we're going to have some charges. So why don't we start over here? Who's he going to charge into?
So he is going to attempt to charge into him.
Into Madubra over there.
Maybe.
And then this guy over here. So we'll do Overwatch from this guy over here with his pistol. That is going to be not a hit. And then he's going to Overwatch getting 1 hit. That is a wound. 3 up invul save because he killed someone. He's good. And now his charge distance. He's looking for a 7-inch charge to get into him over there. He's in with a 9. And now the comm specialist is going to charge into Madubra over there. He's in. All right, so we're going to start off with my grenade guy here. He's going to fire into his sniper, looking for a 6 because of range and obscurement. No hit there. All right, so now his ranger here is going to fire into my combat specialist, looking for 4s to hit because of obscurement. That's 2 hits, strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound, no AP, so looking for a 5-up save. Yeah, he's good with the fell phase. Woo! And now my guy over here is going to fire into his Dubra over here. So 2 shots, hitting on 4s because of obscurement. Getting 1 hit. That is a wound, though, with that fill face. No AP. 1 will not save it, though, so you only got 1 wound, right? So let's see if he is out of action. No, he'll take a flesh wound. Actually, I'm going to spend my other CP on that one to take him out with a fill phase. All right, so now his sniper is going to fire into my acolyte leader over here. He's obscured, but he's got the comm specialist bonus over here, so it's going to be hitting on a 3. That's going to be a hit. Strength 7, right? So that's 2s to wound. That's That's a hit, so that's going to do...
Wound.
That does a mortal wound, so the mortal wound ends... Don't have to worry about anything else. So he's mortal wounded. That takes him down to 0. So injury roll. On a 2, he is flesh wounded. Nope, going to spend a CP to re-roll that one. Into a 6, he's out. All right, so now into the regular shooting phase here. He's going to have his guy here who... so he was in combat and wasn't charged, so he gets to shoot his pistol now into Madubra over there.
On 3s.
He's going to be hitting on 3s. That is all hits. Real good there. Strength 3. So he's going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 5-up saves. Make neither of them. So we've got damage 1, right? So an injury roll plus 1 because he's already got a flesh wound. He is out. All right, so now his rangers over here are going to be firing into my zealot specialist here. So we'll start with the front guy first. Within half range here, so it's going to be 2 shots hitting on 4s though because he's obscured. That is 2 hits there.
Strength 4.
Strength 4, so 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds.
At -1.
At -1, both of them. So these are going to be 6-up saves. Making neither of those. So what's the damage on this?
Just 1.
Just 1. So we got an injury roll here. And a 5, he's out. All right, so into the fight phase. Madubra, who charged over here, is going to put both his attacks into the leader. They're going to have 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's going to be 1 hit. What's his toughness 3? So looking for 3s to wound. No wound. So now his Fulgurite here is going to attack into my Neophyte over here. So he's going to have 3 attacks hitting on 3s. That is all hits. Wow, that is some serious hitting right there. Wounding on, what's the strength?
5.
Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -2 is going to go straight through, so that's going to be enough. What's the damage on that?
D3.
D3. So that's going to be 3 damage, so 3 injury roll dice here. And on that 6, he's out. So now my Acolyte here is going to attack into his Dubro there with 2 attacks. That's going to be 2 hits. That is going to be 1 wound, AP -1, but you ignore that because of being your because Lucius. So looking for a 5 will do it. And then the Cultist Knife attack. That's a hit. That is a wound. 4 up. That's a save. All right, so now his con specialist here is going to attack into my aberrant. So he's going to have, what is it? 2 attacks?
2 attacks. Yep.
2 attacks. That's 2 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That one is way cocked.
They're pretty impressive.
That is super impressive. That is a wound. AP, nothing. So 5 up. No, and that's going to take him down to 0 wounds here. Injury roll. On a 5, he's out. And then this guy gets to punch back into my acolyte over there. That's going to be a hit.
Strength 3.
Strength 3, so 4 to wound.
But you're -1 toughness.
Oh, but I'm -1 toughness from him. That's right. So it's 3s to wound. That is a wound. That is not a save. And that is out of action. All right, so that's going to be the end of the turn into the morale phase. I do have to roll a break test because I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys left on the table from all of them that I started with. So break test, my highest leadership is an 8. And a 10, I am broken. So now I will roll to see if any of these guys are nerved. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys out. That means I'm looking for 1s on all of these. Here we go. So this guy over here. Nope, he's shaking. This guy over here is shaking. The guy with the grenade launcher is super shaken. And then the guy with the gun over there. Oh, he's good. Yeah. All right, so that is going to be the end of the morale phase because my opponent does not have to take anything, I don't believe. Yeah, he just lost the one guy and no one has any mortal wounds, has any flesh wounds, so he's good to go. So at the end of the turn, I don't control this because he is shaken. So nobody scores any points there for turn 2. So now we will roll for initiative going into turn 3. I roll an 8. My opponent rolls a 9, so he will have initiative. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here on turn 3. These guys all moved around, consolidating on the objective over here. This guy back here readied himself, as did your comm specialist. No, comm specialist did not. So he did not ready himself there. These guys moved around over here to either side of the door, and he moved up over this side. And that is it for the movement part. We are now going to have some charges. So he is going to charge into my dude bro over here. Cannot do anything because I am shook. And he is way in. And the Fulgurite is going to charge into my leader over here. And he's in. So remember that over here on a 6, he'll do a mortal wound. No mortal wound. All right, so in movement phase for the Genestealer Cult, my one guy is going to ready who can, and that's going to be it. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to with the shooting phase. All right, so his sniper is going to shoot into my dude bro who can shoot back. So he's going to be obscured, but +1 because of the comms. So he's going to be hitting on a 3. No hit there. Do you want to spend? Oh, rerolling once because he's a sniper. Forgot about that. Into a hit. This is going to be strength. What is it again? 7. So 2s to wound. No. Do you want to spend a CP? You're going to spend a CP to reroll that? Good call. Oh no! What are you, me?
Be a hero.
Now my ready guy is going to shoot into his leader because he's the hero that we need, not the one that we deserve. Hitting on 4s because he is not obscured over there. Adds up to 4. Does that mean anything? The answer is no. It means nothing. Oh, I do have my 1 C. No, I'm not doing. No, I may as well. Yeah, I may as well. I'm gonna spend my 1 CP to reroll. You dirty dice! All right, so now his leader is gonna fire into my grenade launcher over there. So he's gonna be. He's got. What is it? 5 shots?
Yeah, 5 shots.
5 shots. These are gonna be hitting though. He's obscured. And more than half range, so he's going to be hitting on 5s. Nope. Oh, 1 hit. Yes, 1 hit there. Strength 3. So 3s to 4s to wound. That is a wound. AP nothing. So looking for a 5 up. Nope. Do not make it. Injury roll. No. And now the front ranger here is going to fire into my grenade launcher bro. He's within half range, so hitting on obscured. So hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. Strength 3, so 4 to wound. That's a wound. AP, nothing. No save though, +1. 3 +1, -1 because he's within an inch of there, so he takes a 2nd flesh wound. And this guy over here is going to shoot into him as well, hitting on 5s though because of range. But that is going to be a hit. And that's going to be a wound. And that's not going to be a save, +2. No, he takes a third flesh wound.
Damn, it's fun.
All right, so into the fight phase now. This guy over here is going to attack into my leader. That is Inception. 3 hits. These are now strength. What is it again? 5.
6.
6. So looking. Well, 6 is 2s to wound.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that does make a difference. So 6 is 2s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP. Oh, -2. That's going to go straight through over there. So the damage is D3. So, all right. So we're going to do we'll do 2 of the 3 because technically you have to do it one at a time since it goes down. No. Right. We'll just do the 3. So 3 injury rolls here. Oh yeah, he is out. All right, so now his infiltrator here is going to attack into my combat specialist. He's going to spend his 2 CP on Conqueror Doctrina Imperative, which gives him +1 to hit. So he's going to have 2 attacks hitting on 2s.
5s explode.
5s explode. So that's going to be 2 hits there. Strength 5. So looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP nothing. Making no saves though. So his injury roll. On a 5, he's out. All right, so that is going to be it for the turn here into the morale phase. I do have to take some morale tests over here, so we're looking for 1s on my grenade launcher guy. Hey, no. And the other guy, neither. So both of my guys are going to be shook. My opponent does control the center objective and gets 1 point for this, keeping the score at was it 2 to 1 at this point. So that's going to be the end of turn 3. So we will now roll to see who will have initiative going into turn 4. I've got 6, and you've got 8. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus. All right, movement phase for the Adeptus Mechanicus here. These guys stayed on the objective over here. He advanced up here to jump onto that objective. He stayed in the middle to hold that objective. Sniper readied, so did the combat specialist, but he's not going to be in range of anybody. These guys moved up over this way. He jumped onto the objective over there, and now we are going to have a charge. He is going to charge into my dude bros over here. Cannot do anything because they are shook, so he needs a 9-inch charge to get in. Does not make it. You want to spend a CP to reroll it?
I guess.
Yep, going to spend a CP to reroll that.
It's just for fun, though.
For funsies. Does make it in with a 9. All right, and I can't do any movement, so end of movement phase. Into the shooting phase. The sniper is going to shoot into my grenade launcher, bro. That is, what's that? Rerolling because of 1. Sniper. That's going to be a hit. This is going to be strength 7, right? Was it 7? Yeah, so 2s to wound. That is a wound.
-2.
-2 is just going to go straight through. So straight through, and I cannot pass an injury roll there, so he is dead. All right, so because he made that charge, we forgot he has on a 6, he will do a mortal wound. Oh, he wanted to, but no, that's it. And then into the fight phase now, because that's all we got left. So here he goes. His attacks over here. That is going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 6, so it's 2s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds.
Oh, those are D3 mortal wounds.
Oh, those are D3 mortal wounds each. So let's do the first one. D3 mortal wounds. All right, so that's going to be 2 mortal wounds. So he is down to 0, so he's only got, but it's only 1 die on the injury roll. So let's try that one. See what happens to him. And on a 5, he is out. And that is what we call a perfect cleansing of a Genestealer Cult infestation on this planet. Whew! Whew! Man, the Adeptus Mechanicus came, they did not come to play. They came to work. That was awesome to see it. That priest, man, he really did some work. He just was like, every turn he was like, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Just like clawing his way through my entire team. It was pretty awesome to see that. He's going to get, yeah, you earned your basin, sir. But yeah, that was awesome. I had a ton of fun, and my guys just got like steamrolled. That was pretty funny to see. I failed a couple charges that may have been key, but that's exactly what happens with this game. So, but a ton of fun regardless, as always. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Ben, and until next time, have fun.